Having to take care of yourself can be a lot, right? Like you have to maintain your fitness, your well-being, your health, your looks. And I'm not saying that it's not important. I mean, it is obviously essential to live your best life, but since when did living your best life become so freaking exhausting? I mean, you gotta cleanse your body, you gotta roll out your fascia, sleep properly, eat properly, go to the gym and do these strengthening exercises, mobility drills, flexibility drills. Then you gotta fix that anterior pelvic tilt and that hunchback that causes that tension that you're feeling in your body, especially in your lower back, that pain that you're feeling. But you also gotta work on top of that and maintain a social life to be a well-rounded human being. And you got to do all these things. And it can be so exhausting. And at some point, you're just going to feel like, I just want to chill. I just want to live my life and take action on my dreams. But something inside of me is like, no, I got to do all these things first. I got to be the best version of myself I can be in order for me to finally do the things that I want to do in life. And then when it comes to that point, you're so exhausted that you don't even feel like doing them. That's what happened to me. A few years ago, I started doing all these things that I just named. And on top of that, even more, like meditating every single day, yoga, cold plunges, going to the gym 2 to 3 hours almost every single day, running. What else did I do? I did so much. And I went to so many different healers and doctors and therapists. And at the end of the day, I still felt like I just want to lay in bed and do absolutely nothing. Even though I'm doing all these things, I'm still here and I can't seem to let go. I can't seem to make it. And then I thought I was broken. Then I thought something is inherently wrong with me. And what I learned about myself in that time was one thing that I'm going to share with you today. Because that very feeling that we just talked about, you wanted to experience that ease, that peace in your life, but at the same time, you feel like you have to do all these things to finally get to experience that. That's a physical representation or reflection, I should say, of your body. Your body experiencing tension, more so your muscles holding on to contraction. And when you add more and more and more things you have to do, you're not really getting to the root problem. Yes, you can stretch it out. Yes, you can stretch your pain out and your tension out. You can get a massage. You can do fascia release. You can do all these things. And it helps to a certain point, but it doesn't really go to the deeper root of the problem, which is your nervous system holding on to that tension. And you feel it obviously in your muscles. That's why you think you have to stretch out your muscles. But your nervous system is actually the common denominator for how your muscles feel. You think you have muscle memory, but it's actually the memory of your nervous system. And your nervous system is like sending those signals down to your muscles. So what can we do about that? Well, I told you I was going to put you onto something, which is pandiculation. You know that feeling when you wake up in the morning and you go like this and you stretch and you yawn, and then you stretch out your legs and you feel so good. Yeah. That's the very thing that resets your nervous system, that wakes up your sensory motor system and prepares you for movement. It's an automatic, involuntary movement that we do. All humans do it, even fetuses in the womb do it. Pandiculate is something that comes so natural to us. Even animals do it. Pandiculation is such an important function of the body. So important, like breathing, that we forget all about it. And the more, I don't know if you notice that, but the more you become conscious of the breath, the more relaxed you feel. The same thing, the more you become conscious of your muscles, or the contraction of your muscles, what's going on in your body, the more connected to your body you feel, the more your body opens up to you. And the more your body opens up to you, the more you open up to life. And the more you open up to life, the more life opens up to you. And again, while these healing things that you do, stretching, yoga, all these things can be so great, but they're not getting to the root cause, to the nervous system. Because your nervous system wants to be as efficient as possible. Imagine you would have to wake up every single day and relearn how to walk or relearn how to brush your teeth. I can't even imagine that. I mean, when you consciously know what you need to do every single day, but you can't because you have to relearn it, like that would be absolutely impossible, right? And you can see it within athletes too. When you watch figure skaters or calisthenic athletes doing these crazy stunts, doing these crazy exercises where they're like doing a muscle up and then into a handstand and into a front planche or whatever. That's crazy. Like you can't even imagine that, but that's repetition of certain movement patterns. And those movement patterns aren't just stored in the muscle, even though it's called mind-muscle connection or muscle memory, I should say. The more you do something, no matter if it's good or not good, because your nervous system doesn't really distinguish between that. Like your nervous system is not going to tell you to sit up straight or to how to sleep properly. It's just going to refer back to what you do habitually every single day. And those habits can come from what you do every single day, but it also can come from injuries that you've had in life or trauma even. And so as we get older and as these habitual patterns become deeper ingrained, we're able to lose the ability to feel our pandicular response and feel the muscle tone. And we're not even able to detect that tension that we feel in our body. So we try to look for it somewhere else to finally fix ourselves. But the answer is in regaining the awareness and control over your muscles. Voluntary contraction and relaxation of your muscles. And Thomas Hanna is the one who actually explored this and created clinical somatic education, which is based on the idea that we can directly address the pain and habitual tension through pandiculation. So how do we actually do this? Like, how do we pandiculate? Pandiculation has two parts. The first part is the concentric part, the concentric contraction, where, for example, you lift up your shoulder and you should lift it up to your ear and you feel that contraction in your traps, for example. And then there's the second part, which is the eccentric part. It's the lengthening of that contraction. So you slowly release down with your breath and keep your mental focus on this the entire time, even though your mind tells you to go somewhere else and do something else because this is boring and I want stimulation. But you keep your focus on that muscle that is lengthening as you move down. Resist gravity as much as you can. The longer you do this, the more of a benefit you're going to feel. And then you're going to slowly let go and release completely. That is how you do pandiculation. There's not much else to it. It's a contraction of your muscle, a voluntary contraction, and a voluntary lengthening. And there's so many different benefits like reducing your pain, restoring your muscle tone, regulating your nervous system, helping you reset your balance and your posture, like your anterior pelvic tilt or that hunchback. It helps with so many things. And that's just one exercise. There's so many other different exercises that Thomas Hanna developed. I already have one posted on YouTube here, so if you're interested, you can go check that out. It's lengthening your psoas and your lower back muscles, as well as your core, because I do need to mention that you get the most benefit if you start with your core. Your core is your foundation. Your core is your powerhouse. When you release the tension from your core first, that will have effects on your body because your core affects the rest of your body. So you want to start there first and then move into your legs, into your arms. Also, this is not to throw shade on any other healing modalities that there are or any other, mobility, flexibility drills. Stretching, yoga, and all these things are amazing for you. They have amazing benefits, and I personally love yoga, but it doesn't really change the feedback, the message that your brain is sending your muscles, your nervous system, through your nervous system to stay tight. I hope this inspired you to give it a go, to try this for at least 2 to 4 weeks and see what happens. You don't have to do anything else. I mean, yes, you can still go to the gym, but try to pandiculate every day or every other day and just see what happens, because that sense of ease that we talked about in the beginning, that will come naturally as you start to release your contracted muscles, as you start to reset your complete muscle tone and regulate your body, regulate your nervous system. So if you try it, let me know what you feel. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you in the next one.